Hello, I'm Czapiewski, Product Manager for Childcare Vouchers at Edenred. I'll be talking about the changes happening to Childcare Vouchers on the 6th of April. I'll be giving an overview of the changes and answering questions about who this affects and what companies should do now.
Hello Laura. So what is actually happening on the 6th of April?
Employees who join the scheme on or after the 6th of April will need to be assessed, and if they're found to be a higher rate or additional rate taxpayer, the tax and national insurance exempt amount will be restricted. Currently, everyone can receive £243 a month tax and national insurance exempt. Higher rate taxpayers who join the scheme after the 6th of April will only be able to get £124 a month tax and national insurance exempt, and additional rate taxpayers will only be able to get £97 a month tax and national insurance exempt. Employees who join the scheme before this date will still be able to get £243 a month. So a higher rate taxpayer can potentially double their savings by joining the scheme now.
So, does the employee's child actually have to be born for them to get the full amount? What if they have a baby on the way?
Yes, the employee has to have a qualifying child on or before the 5th of April this year. However, childcare vouchers are not just for babies and young children. Parents of older children might like to use them for things like after-school clubs and holiday clubs. So any parent with children under the age of 15 or under the age of 16 if they're registered disabled are able to join the Childcare Voucher scheme now and start saving today.
Okay, so employees who have a qualifying child and are already on the scheme by the 6th of April are entitled to £243 tax and NI exempt indefinitely?
Yes, unless they leave their company. Employees can leave the scheme for up to 12 months and they're still entitled to £243 a month. They're not treated as new joiners. They can also change the amount they require. So for instance, an employee could enrol now for £100 a month and change it to £243 a month at a later date. However, if they change employer, they will be treated as a new joiner and so will be subject to the new restrictions. However, if the change was due to a merger or acquisition, or if they transferred employer under GP, they're not treated as new joiners and they'll continue to be entitled to £243 a month.
How should we determine which category employees fall into and so how much they are entitled to?
Employees will need to complete a basic earnings assessment for each employee who joins the scheme on or after the 6th of April. They'll need to use all the information available at the time. This should consider their basic salary, any guaranteed or contractual bonuses, any benefits that have tax applied to them, shift allowances and regional allowances. However, it should not include any tax-exempt benefits, such as childcare vouchers. It should not include any performance-related or discretionary bonuses. So the employer would take that figure, take off the personal allowance that the employee is entitled to, using their tax code, take away the amount of childcare vouchers the employer requires, up to 2916. And if that takes them to over £35,000, they'll be still considered a higher rate taxpayer. If that takes them to over £150,000, they'll be considered an additional rate taxpayer.
What happens if their pay changes? For example, if they get a pay rise later in the year, do companies have to do a basic earnings assessment each month?
Companies just have to do a basic earnings assessment when the employee joins the scheme and each consecutive April. So, for example, if an employee joined the scheme and were found to be a basic rate taxpayer, and then a few months later had a pay rise, which took them into the higher rate category, they'd still be entitled to 243 until the start of the next tax year when the basic earnings assessment has been redone by the employer.
So, what should companies do now?
Well, companies that don't have a scheme in place, it's really the ideal time to put a scheme in place to make sure that employees and employers make the maximum possible savings. If companies do have a scheme in place, communication is crucial, making sure all employees are aware of the changes and the savings they can make if they join the scheme now. Thank you.